Greetings, maniacs. How are you? Hope you're doing well. It's smoky still here in the Northwest. Not super smoky, but it's smoky. Like our air quality right now is like 70. Anytime it gets over 100, then it sucks. You wake up in the morning and there's like a sun trying to peek through the smoke. And actually, it kind of gives off some really beautiful light. I got up this morning and there's like a purple, yeah, like a purpley sunset, a purple haze. Jimi Hendrix would be proud with the sunset I saw this morning, but then you realize, oh, yeah, it's a beautiful little mushroom cloud of smoke. Yeah, it sucks. What are you going to do? But no, we don't have enough people on this planet. Yeah. Let's have more kids. Right. Let's make sure we completely overpopulate the earth so the earth has no chance. Let's just keep breeding. Actually, that doesn't earth will be fine. It will be us that gets wiped from the planet. So yeah, the Earth will be fine. It'll correct itself. But yeah, wildfires. Yeah, let's just keep emitting garbage into the air so there's no ozone layer and so we just burn to a crisp. Because that's a good option. Anyway, let me get to some music, shall? Oh, one more thing too. This is a total rant and it's off the beaten path, and I don't give a fuck. Okay, this whole Donald Trump just got arrested, and I'm not gonna get into politics. You guys probably know which way I lean. Actually, I kind of lean heavily middle. I've always been a hardcore lefty, but I think the lefties are just cutting their own heads off with all of their bullshit and insanity and nonsense over the past 20 years. It's just a joke. I can't ever imagine a world where I would vote Republican, but Jesus, the liberals are just fucking brutal. It's just two parties of maniacs at this point. Neither of them makes sense anymore. Everyone is so busy canceling each other out and being intolerant, and it's craziness. This two-party system is done. It is tired, y'all. Tired. Anyway, Trump just got arrested. We all know that, and everyone's looking at his mugshot, and it's funny. Ha ha ha. I think it's hilarious that people are shaming Trump for lying about his weight. He's 6'3" and said he weighs 215. We all know that's a lie. I'm 6'3" and 215, and I'm in pretty decent shape. There's no way he weighs 215. So we all know that. But yeah, it's funny that the lefties and the liberals are the first ones to cancel people when somebody body shames someone. But then they're the first people in line to make fun of Trump for lying about his weight. Have we not all lied about our weight at least once? Everyone lies about their weight. Go ahead and go off on Trump. I mean, he's a scumbag. I'm with you on that one. He's a dipshit. He's a moron. He's a businessman. He is what he is. He's not a president. He's Mr. Business. He's Mr. Self-centered. He only cares about his own brand. I mean, that's what he is. But don't make fun of him for lying about his weight. Everyone lies about their fucking weight. Okay? Everyone. I have, you have, everybody has at least once. So it's just hilarious to me that it's the lefties right now and the liberals who are doing this. Oh, he's lying about his weight. So what? What happened to canceling people who are body shaming? That's what you guys are doing, lefties. That's what you're doing right now. And this is why lefties and liberals are cutting off their own heads to despite their face. It's ridiculous. Shut the fuck up for once. Lefties and righties, just shut up. Nobody cares. Most of America just gets on with their day and they don't want to hear all this crap. You open up your email every morning and you're inundated with all this bullshit. And I know I'm ranting right now. It has nothing to do with music, but it's annoying to me, man. I notice this shit. People wonder why there's so many people in the middle now, and the middle is gaining more ground, and people are getting disgusted with the left and the right. It's shit like this. Accuse Trump of many, many things, but don't shame him for lying about his weight, all right? Shame him for being a dirty bastard and a money-grubbing scumbag. I can get behind you on that one. But leave the dude alone about his weight, all right? He's a big fatso. And he probably doesn't want people to know that. If we lived in a culture that wasn't so eager to jump on someone if they're too fat, if they're too skinny, if they're too neutral, whatever, then he wouldn't feel like he'd have to lie about his weight, just like all of us lie about our weight at least one point in our lives. So shut the fuck up, lefties. You want to win the next election, you need to shut up. Shh. Quiet. The guy's been arrested, okay? What more do you want? You got to body shame the guy now? Please, just give it a rest. It all comes around. You don't fight fire with fire. This eye for an eye stuff, it used to be just something of the right. It used to be a very right-wing thing. Now it's a left-wing thing. The lefties are doing it now too. And this is probably going to sound like a boring cliche to a lot of you. But Gandhi said it best when he said, if you fight eye for an eye, or if you live by the credo of eye for an eye, the whole world is blind. And I agree with that. You can think that's a cliche, but it's true. Be a better person and look past the bullshit and think for yourself. Hopefully we get a third party that comes in and runs for president. My God, where's Ralph Nader when you need him? I'd vote for fucking Ross Perot at this point. I am so sick of the lefties and the righties, all of them. They can all go fuck themselves en masse. Please, I invite them to fuck themselves. Jesus. Thanks for letting me get that out. It's so obnoxious, man. Every day I subscribe to the New York Times, and I open the New York Times, and it's the same with the New York Times. They used to be like the haven of neutral media and giving you the facts and not giving you all of these agendas when they write their journalism. And now they're just a hardcore lefty paper. It's really obnoxious. I mean, if you want to get your honest news, you got to go to Al Jazeera. Seriously. They're the only news source on this planet that just gives you the news. They don't give you all kinds of rhetoric, and they don't give you all kinds of agendas. They just give you the news. Here it is. Make up your own mind what this means. And that's what we need, people. Stop getting your news from fucking Yahoo or CNN or Fox. Think for yourselves. It's important. The future of this world depends on it. And let's face it, the future is pretty bleak right now. Sorry, but it is. I got up this morning and all these Trump memes are happening. I hate Trump. Don't get me wrong. He's a piece of shit. I'm glad that he got arrested. He deserves it. I mean, in the face of justice and the law, anyone would deserve to be arrested in this situation, and he did. So good. But the lefties, Democrats, liberals, just shut the fuck up, man. You're making it worse. Zip your mouths. You want to win this next election, and I hope that they do. I mean, I'm sick of voting for this lesser of two evils bullshit. It's enough. I'm on the verge of not voting at all, and I hate being apathetic about anything. But this could be the first election that I just straight up don't vote. Because I am disgusted with the liberals as much as I am the conservatives. It's ridiculous. This two-party system is a joke. The world laughs at us, and they should. Fucking America, man. I swear to God. Obsession with money and obsession with shaming, and the liberals have just decided that they can make up any excuse and rationalize anything that they do because they think it. Oh, we're going to cancel you for body shaming, but we're going to put out these campaigns about body shaming Donald Trump. Jesus, it's tough being a liberal, man. I'm a lifelong liberal. I'm sure most of you don't care, but not anymore. I don't get it. And I'm not a conservative. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going that way. I guess the positive is that in these situations, you start thinking for yourself more, which is what I've always done. But good luck putting that down as a vote. I mean, the third party, independent thought, good luck. We've tried it in this country and it fails. Anyway, I wanted to get that out because it's whatever. I have this YouTube channel because I get to voice my opinions, and you have every right to disagree with me and think I'm wrong, and that's cool. But that's the reason I'm here. So I apologize if you weren't looking for this morning, but it's what's on my mind. I get disgusted by this shit. You know, I'm happy Trump got arrested. It's cool. Like, he deserves it. Anything that prevents that fuckhead from running again is fantastic. But it's not like I'm excited to vote for Joe Biden either. I know you guys are out there. I would think that the majority of people who watch my channel are independent thinkers. I would hope so. Don't think you're changing the world voting Democrat or Republican. You're not. You're not. And go watch George Carlin if you want someone to break this down a lot more eloquently than I ever could. George Carlin breaks shit down. And he's dead now, but when he was alive, he broke stuff down in terms of this two-party system, in terms of this every 4 years we go out and feel better about ourselves and we vote, and it makes no difference. What did he said? George Carlin said, he said something like, this country was bought and sold hundreds of years ago. This jerk off we do every 4 years doesn't make a bit of fucking difference. Joe Pesci for president. Jesus. All right. Take a breath now and talk about this. A seamless transition from politically fueled anger to pink industry. If pink industry ever watched this video, they'd be like, what the fuck? What did we do to this guy? Why do you have to lump all that shit in with our music? I'm sorry. If that doesn't make sense to you, welcome to Occasional Feel Good. That's what I do on this channel. Oh, by the way, well, I'll hold this up. I posted the question last week about those of you who, I gave you guys an option to say how many videos you'd like me to put out every month, like 10 or more, or 5, or none, because my channel was shit. I was disappointed. Only one of you said that. Only one of you voted for my channel as shit. I was hoping I'd get more. It saved me some time. I won't do any videos anymore. But something I'm noticing is I have like 950 subscribers and only 20, I don't know, only 20 people voted. So I'm starting to realize that the vast majority of people who subscribe to my channel just, they want to watch and not participate, and that's cool. So I'm just gonna get on with it. I'm gonna stop asking so many questions. I want to know what you guys think, but only a very, very small portion of you are kind enough to give me your opinions. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You'll see videos from me like 4 or 5 a week, and then you'll see periods where I do maybe 1 or 2 a month. I'm just gonna keep going at that rate and see what happens. It's been treating me pretty well so far, so we'll see. Anyway, I want to talk about this pink industry. I'll be quick because I've already ranted for 13 minutes now, but I wanted to. I guess I don't have a ton to say about pink industry other than I want to bring them to people's attention. This is their first album, Low Technology, but pink industry was formed from the ashes of that Big in Japan band that I talked about. Bill Drummond from the KLF was in it, Ian Brody of the Lightning Seeds, Jane Casey, who's the singer, Holly Johnson, who went on to join Frankie Goes to Hollywood. There's all kinds of connections to the members of some of the members of this band. Jane Casey being the main one. She is the singer here. And Pink Industry put out a number of albums and 12 inches in the 80s, and I just want to bring people's attention to this. If you like new wave and you like, I hate as you know, I hate using those types of genre terms, but if you like that kind of post-punk, electronic, new wavy pop music that has some goth undertones to it and even a little bit of industrial, you should definitely check these guys out. And I'll post some links, as I always do in the video, in the description below. Check for links, because this Pink Industry's records are not easy to find, but they are on Apple Music. They released, like a decade ago, they released a remastered version of all of their albums and some of their 12 inches. So it's all there. It's easy to find. And I would highly recommend you pick all this up. This is phenomenal stuff. I'm always surprised that these guys aren't more well known. Every time I bring up the name Pink Industry to people, no one has a clue what I'm talking about. I wrote about these guys when I worked for Discogs, and it got a really positive response. People really enjoyed this when I introduced it to the Discogs community. So I'm introducing it to you. Check out Pink Industry. Jane Casey is the vocalist. She has a lovely voice. I think if you were to compare this to anything, and this is a really sloppy comparison, but if you like Susie the Banshees, and I hope you do, why would you not love Susie the Banshees? So, there's a video I should do. Seriously, I'll do a video on Peep Show. Oh, a great album. I mean, all the Susie albums are great. Peep Show in particular. But if you're into Susie, check this out, man. Seriously. Pink Industry. First album. This came out in 1982. I don't remember where I got this. I was too young to get it when it was new. I picked this up in the 80s at some point. I have no doubt I picked it up at a used record store. Because, yeah, I think I didn't learn of Pink Industry until probably late 80s, maybe 1990. It was an accidental thing. I was in the record store and I found this. This was my first Pink Industry record I bought, and I was instantly hooked. First album, Low Technology. Check it out. This is the third album. I'll take it out of its sleeve so there's no glare. Pink Industry. Who told you you were naked? And one thing about Pink Industry, they didn't really change up their sound all too much over the course of their career. Electronic inspired pop music, really. Lots of synthesizers, some drum machines, not always drum machines, but a very dark sound. Again, I hesitate to use the word goth, but lots of goth influences going on here. That's the kind of energy that exists. Electronic goth music, but it's in a pop sensibility. It's not like, speaking of Pink, it's not like Legendary Pink Dots or something like that. It's more slick, a little more pop than that. And Jane Casey's vocals are very lovely. And this is the second album. Let me show that label. Hang on a second here. Very simple labels. Guess what? This is side one. Do you know what's coming next? Holy shit. And there is a little insert flyer thing. And actually, I have this record. I do not have this. What is this? Ambrose Reynolds. Yeah, that is a record I do not have. But you get a little insert from the label. These came out on Zulu Records, by the way. And someday I'll be able to get this back in to the jacket here. But my favorite, boy, it's hard to choose a favorite Pink Industry album. They're all excellent. I might have to choose this because this was my intro. But this is just a beautiful extension of what they did on Low Technology. Really nice stuff. And then this is their third and final album. Let me get that out of the sleeve. New Beginnings is the name of this third and final LP from Pink Industry. This is a great album too. Some excellent cuts on here. Let me show the label. Same on both sides. Yeah. You have 3 full albums here of Pink Industry. And I don't know that these guys were ever distributed in the United States. I think this was European only. I think that's why a lot of people don't know about them in the United States or even Europe. I think their records were pretty limited even in Europe. And they never had distribution over here. I mean, Americans, it was easy for us to get imports. I just mean they didn't have an American distributor. There were plenty of these little independent distributors that would buy records from the UK or Europe, and then we would buy them from the record stores that were smart enough to get these. But they didn't have any wide distribution here in the United States. This is the 45 EP. And this is a 12-inch, but this is really cool. And you get Don't Let Go, which I'll talk about more in a second here. Don't Let Go is their big hit. I think that's the one that people know. This has got 4 tracks on it, this EP, 45 EP. And this is on Zulu Records again. You know what? I'm just going to stick this over here. This is, I'll take this out of the sleeve here. This is Don't Let Go. And I think maybe people who know Pink Industry at least a little bit, they probably know Don't Let Go. They know that song in particular. And they should. It's arguably their most catchy, most accessible song they ever did. And produced by Ian Brody of Lightning Seeds. Lots of connections going on with this group. Here are the labels. I'll link to this song because it's a really beautiful song. Awesome track, and absolutely should have been its own single. And the B-sides are really awesome. In fact, when I used to DJ, I would play Empty Beach a lot, this remix. It's like some really cool sort of moody electro music. They did a really nice job there. It would have been cool to hear a full album of that kind of stuff. I mean, they dabbled in that kind of stuff. This was one of their last releases, though. It would have been fun to see them explore that sound a little bit more electronic, I guess. But you guys know I'm a big electronic guy. And then this, I thought I'd show this because it's my one other Pink Industry album. This is a compilation they put out. And this is, yeah, it's what it is. It's got stuff from their singles and their 3 albums all plastered on here. And I would recommend, if you're going to pick up any Pink Industry record, this would be the one to get if you're just getting into them. It's a good intro. Here's the track listing. It's got all their bigger hits, their more accessible tracks. Don't Let Go's on there. This is the one to turn to if you're getting into this group. Highly recommend this compilation. The simple labels there. Yeah. Check Pink Industry out, y'all. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. And like I mentioned before, I love introducing these guys to people because they're really good. They should be known more commonly by people. I don't think I've ever introduced these guys to someone who knew who they were. And so it's just a pleasure for me to talk about a great group that I highly respect that not many people know about. Pink Industry. And look them up at the very least. You'll be dazzled with all the different names that have been associated with these guys, or the other bands in here that they've been associated with. There's just lots of little avenues to follow here. You can discover a lot of music by getting into these guys. Pink Industry, check them out, y'all. All right, thanks for hanging with me. Part of this video is I wanted to rant a little bit, but I also have been listening to Pink Industry more this morning, so I wanted to talk about everything at once. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Bye.